Hi, and welcome to episode 28. Therapy platforms, what you are actually signing up for, and what they are and what they cost, and the trade that nobody explains. So this is not a ranking. Almost every article that you'll find lines up 5 of these companies and tells you which one is best. And the person who wrote it has usually not used any of them. And so what I'm going to do instead is explain what a platform actually is, the 2 different ways that they charge you, and what you generally get for it, what you give up, and what it costs you to leave. That machinery is the same across all of them. And it is the part that nobody explains. So I'm not going to tell you which one to pick. And I'm not going to tell you which one that I'm on, because that would turn this into an advertisement for whoever I named. The one piece of my own experience that is genuinely useful is the platform that I looked at hard and decided against. And I will tell you why I decided that. So everything else I say about these companies comes off of their own published pages, and you can go and read about them yourself if you want to. So part 1, what a platform actually is. A platform is a company that holds the insurance contract instead of you. That is the whole thing, and every other difference between them follows from it. So when you credential independently, you sign a contract with the insurance company yourself, and you are the provider of record. The rate in that contract is your rate, and the relationship belongs to you. So when you go through Headway, Alma, or Rula, or Grow therapy, the platform holds the contract with the payer, and you are added to it. So you see the client, the platform bills the insurance company, and the platform pays you an amount that the platform decides. So you are credentialed under their tax ID on their group contract. In most cases, you never see a provider contract with the health plan at all, because there is not one with your name on it. So that's not a scandal, and I don't want you to hear it as one. It is simply trade. You're buying speed and administration, and you're paying for it with your position in the chain. Part 2, the 2 ways that they charge you. There are 2 different fee models, and knowing which one you are in tells you a lot. So I'm not going to give you dollar figures, and that's deliberate. These companies change their pricing all the time, and this video will be here long after they do. And I would rather tell you something that stays true than something that's precisely wrong in 6 months. So read their pricing page on the day that you're deciding. Alma charges a membership fee, and the thing about it is the structure rather than the number. The price on their website is the annual rate divided by 12, and you only get that price by paying for a whole year up front. So month to month costs meaningfully more. So whatever figure you're looking at, find out which of the 2 it is before you build a budget on it, because that's not a small gap. So Headway, Rula, and Grow Therapy don't charge you a monthly membership fee. They keep a portion of what the insurance company pays for your session, and they pay you the rest. So those 2 models behave in opposite ways. A flat monthly fee is brutal in a quiet month, because you owe it whether you saw 20 clients or 2, and it gets cheap when you are busy because it is spread across more sessions. So a cut of each session is painless when you're quiet, because there's nothing to take, and it becomes a permanent tax on every session once your caseload is full. So I would love to tell you where the crossover is, and I can't. and neither can probably anybody else, because Headway has never published the percentage that it keeps, and they describe it as a small percentage that varies by plan and by billing code. Any comparison article that gives you a specific number is guessing, and you should treat it accordingly. So one thing I found that almost nobody actually mentions is Alma lets you pause your membership up to 3 months in a calendar year. So it has to start on the first of the month, and you lose your listing and your referrals while it's paused. But if you're heading into a slow season, that's worth knowing. And part 3, why did I not go with Alma? I looked at Alma seriously and I didn't join. And the reason that I didn't is because I didn't want to pay the monthly fee. So that's my entire reason. And I didn't want to have to pay the full amount to get the discount. So that's it for my Alma decision. That was my decision about my practice, not a verdict on their company. So a therapist with a different caseload and a different month-to-month pattern could look at exactly the same information and go the other way and be right. So which is the actual point of this whole episode? There is no best platform. There is the one whose arithmetic fits the practice that you are running. So part 4, what you genuinely get, and it is not nothing. The platforms do 3 real things for you, and I am not going to pretend otherwise just to sound independent. They credential you in 30 to 45 days, some of them faster, instead of 90 to 180 days, because they're adding you to a contract that they already have and it already exists, rather than building one from nothing. If you can't survive 4 to 6 months without insurance income, that difference is not a convenience. It's really quite a wonderful thing to be able to take advantage of. They take the billing off your desk, which is amazing. Claims, denials, resubmissions, the remittance advice. Nobody taught you to read. The hours on hold with people who can't help you in any way. That's a second job. And if you do it badly, and most of us do it badly at first, the money that you lose to your own mistakes can easily exceed what the platform was actually taking from you. So 2 of them also put something in writing that genuinely matters. Headway says that you are paid every 2 weeks, whether or not the insurance company has paid them, and that if a claim is denied, that they absorb it, not you. Grow Therapy says the same. For a new practice with no cash reserve, somebody else carrying the risk of a denied claim is worth real money. So part 5, the catch, and it already happened. The catch is that you don't hold the contract, so you have no vote when your rate changes. That's not hypothetical. It has already happened to thousands of therapists. And the way most of them found out was an email telling them that their rate was changing on a date that somebody else had picked. A payer can cut what it pays, and that decision has nothing to do with you or with the quality of your work. When it cuts a payer, your platform holds a contract with. The platform decides what to do about it. And passing that cut down to its therapist is one of the things it can decide. So that is not an accusation about any particular company. It is the structure that their contract is with the payer and your arrangement is with them. So the decision reaches you already made. Nobody has to do anything wrong for that to happen. The payer cuts the rate. The platform's margin was already thin to begin with, and the cut moves down the chain to the person standing at the end of it. And that's what happens when the contract is not yours. You find out by email. So there is a second thing that you should know, and it explains why this whole topic is so hard to research. Therapists report that their platform contracts prohibit them from publicly disclosing what they are actually paid. And that's why every number you find online is an estimate. And it's why the therapists who have talked to reporters about their pay being cut have done it anonymously. I have not read those contracts because they are not public. And so I'm just telling you what therapists and reporters say rather than what I have verified myself. Part 6, who owns them? Stated plainly. I'm going to give you the ownership facts without a conspiracy theory attached because the facts are enough and I don't think that you need me to editorialize. Alma was acquired by Spring Health and the deal closed on the 1st of May 2026 this year. Before that, Alma's funding included Optum Ventures, which is United Healthcare's venture arm, and Cigna Ventures. Rula's investors include the Blue Venture Fund, which is backed by Blue Cross Blue Shield organizations. Headway is venture-backed at a valuation last reported publicly at over $2 billion. And it partners closely with the large national plans. So none of that is wrongdoing, and I am not alleging anything like that. It means something simpler and more useful. The company that negotiates your rate has investors, growth targets, and its own relationship with the payers. When a payer cuts, the company passes the cut to you because the company's contract is with the payer and not with you. And that is the arithmetic of your position, and it doesn't require anyone to be a villain. So part 7, what leaving actually costs. I found no enforceably non-compete in any of these companies' public documents. So here's what actually decides it, and it has nothing to do with who owns the client. Your in-network status does not travel with you. You were never credentialed in your own right, so you were added to their group contract. The day that you leave, your clients are out of network with you unless you already hold your own contract with that payer. So they pay cash or they go out of network or they find a new therapist. Getting your own contract takes, like always, 90 to 180 days. And during that time, you can't bill that payer at all. So the clinical relationship is legally yours. The economic relationship is theirs. That is the honest heart of this decision. And almost nobody says it out loud. So part 8, a plan you might consider. Use a platform if you need to be seeing insured clients before your own applications could possibly clear. And start your own credentialing at the same time with your top 1 or 2 payers. That's the whole recommendation. And also, I always want to say that it's a good idea to never have your eggs all in one basket. So many baskets, great. Private pay, platforms, and then your own credentialing. Nothing prevents you from doing both. There is no exclusivity clause that I could find anywhere, and the credentialing clock runs whether or not you're watching it. So 6 months from now, you will either have your own contracts or you will not. And the difference is whether you filled in the paperwork while you were waiting. So doing both turns the platform from a landlord into a tool. And you get the speed and the billing relief now And you also get to keep the option to walk later, which is the only thing that gives you any say at all in a system where you otherwise have actually none. So if you are already full, already independent, and already good at billing, you probably don't need a platform. And you would be paying for something that you have already built. So whichever route you take, the credentialing clock is the thing that decides your options. And almost nobody plans around it, honestly. So if you want the whole credentialing timeline laid out stage by stage with the realistic weights, it is free at craftyourpractice.com, and the link is below this video. And I am working on a proper side-by-side comparison of these companies, going through their actual terms line by line, and that will be its own episode. So if there's anything else or something specific that you want me to dig into, put it in the comments below and I will chase it down for you. So the next one is about what happens after you get paneled, which is getting paid. And that is where the real trouble starts. So I'll see you then.